I've been reflecting quite a bit lately on storms. And not so much the storm that's happening outside my office window right now because it's an afternoon in Florida, but storms that happen in our lives that are devastating times. Things we didn't expect or predict, but they're really difficult that we have to endure those. And I was thinking recently about people that I've known who have been through really difficult things, but somehow it changed their whole outlook and perspective on life. Somehow they knew that God wasn't doing these things to punish them or hurt them, but somehow God was helping them, even in the midst of that storm, launch into something new. And that once they got out of that storm, they would never be the same again. Now, there's a story in the Bible about this man who has leprosy. And leprosy was a disease that made people outcasts in Jesus' day. You know, if you had leprosy, you were probably outcast from whatever community that you were in. But somehow, to Jesus, who Jesus was, he finds himself near a man who has leprosy because Jesus cared about the people who were outcasts. And Jesus meets this man who's going through an incredibly difficult time in his life. And the man asks Jesus to heal him. And Jesus does three things in this passage. First, it says that he has compassion on him. So Jesus cares about the man. It doesn't say that Jesus did this to the man. It says that even in the midst of what he's going through, that Jesus cared for him. And then the second thing is that Jesus touches him and makes sure that he knows that Jesus makes him a human being in this moment, makes him an equal with him, knows that he is known to Jesus. And then the third thing is that Jesus says, I am willing. Now there's these moments in our lives, these storms that we have, and somehow Jesus still shows up in the midst of them and helps us transform into new people through them, helps us launch into something new. You know, the author Nicholas Wolterstorff, he wrote a book called Lament for a Son. And he says in the book that I see things through my tears that I would have never been able to see dry-eyed. And it's a way to say that through that difficult circumstance, I'm a new person. There's ways in which I see the world that are completely different now. Now, I watched this documentary recently called The Dawn Wall, and it's about these two climbers who try to scale the side of El Capitan, where it's so difficult to scale that not many people have done the whole part of this particular side of the wall. And this guy, Tommy Caldwell, and his partner, Kevin, they're both trying to do this together. And they're teammates, you know, they're working together to accomplish this task. And they've left their families for a while to try to accomplish this task together. And when they're climbing this wall, the documentary explains that Tommy has been through some difficult things in his life, things that we could not even imagine going through. But somehow, the pain that he's gone through has given him the confidence and resilience to accomplish a task that no other human being has ever accomplished. And not only did Tommy get through this side of the wall, but he realizes that his partner who's trying to complete this task with him, Kevin, is having a hard time. And so he actually abandons his mission and goes down and helps Kevin. And he helps Kevin accomplish the task too, because he wants to make sure that it's both of them together accomplishing this feat that no other human being has done before. He knew what it's like to go through a difficult time and to help somebody through it. Somehow, his pain, he used his pain to launch into something bigger than himself. So my question for you today is, think about a storm that you're going through, something difficult that you're experiencing. And I want you to think about How is God, through that experience, helping you launch into something new? Because sometimes the most painful moments in our lives can actually launch us in to the biggest calling of our life. What is that for you? May you think about the storms that you are in that God didn't do to test you or to make you suffer, but that God is waiting inside of the storm to help launch you from that place into something that you could have never dreamed of. Amen.